It's not uncommon for women to experience distressing symptoms before their period. They're experiencing maybe like more anxiety about something in the past that they were regulating before. And so I observe these things and I'm looking for patterns over time that tell me, is this resolving on a physiologic level because it's maybe regulated a little bit by hormones? Or is there an emotional component to this that needs to be
Yeah,
addressed?
our natural personality metric, like how the technical word is neurotic. How neurotic are we? Which is in many cases a good thing. The more actual threats are out there, the more threat alert we are, the better. But then we have more anxiety in life, and that's just a personality trait that doesn't change. And there's ways to test for that and figure out like where you are on a scale, relative to your age and gender. But if we can rule out, personality, can rule out damaged nervous systems, then we want to look at where do I have reactions that don't match the environment that they show up in, and then we can ask ourselves, is there a history to that experience, to that somatic sensation that I'm feeling, where I feel it in my body, my throat, and my shoulders, where I feel
Mhm.
it in my stomach? What's the history of that feeling? What's the history of that negative I am statement that comes up when I come home and there's this thing that I see that gives me the same trigger, like the dishes aren't done. Ha! When we break that down in the clinical practice, it's not what you'd think it would be. Like maybe the spouse doesn't feel loved. No, they say I don't feel safe. Well, that's
Mhm.
really different than what you would think, and it's a much larger experience than what you'd expect for something that would take 15 minutes to fix. You start to break it down, and the house is always really messy when the house was really unsafe when they were growing up. And so when they see the house is a little messy, they feel unsafe. It's like, okay, well,
Right.
that's an old feeling. And when things are not integrated, they get like stacked on top of each other like pancakes. Whenever
Right.
something in there gets associated to we get the whole stack. And it's an accumulation of all of those experiences together. It's a comprehensive experience of all of the experiences. So and that's a good time to consider something like EMDR.